What if a single two-letter word held the power to rewrite your destiny? Have you ever felt your life slipping away because you couldn't refuse? We say yes to be kind, to be liked, to keep the peace. But every unmeant yes is a stolen piece of your future. So we must face the question, how can learning to say no change everything? Let us step into a story that proves one small refusal can move mountains. Follow a lighthouse keeper who discovered that no is not a wall, but a door. On a jagged coast where storms were born lived an old lighthouse named Dawn's Edge. Its keeper was a woman called Corrin. For 20 years she had kept the lamp burning without fail. Ships depended on her light. The village depended on her hands. Corrin fixed roofs, carried the sick, listened to every sorrow at her door. She never turned anyone away because saying no felt like betrayal. Her own dreams, sketches of far islands drawn in secret, gathered dust. Each yes added another chain to her ankles. The village called her selfless. Corrin called it drowning on dry land. Her body grew thin, her eyes dim, yet the requests never stopped. One winter, the greatest storm in memory began to gather out at sea. The village elders came at dusk, faces pale against the rising wind. They needed her to row to the outer reef and rescue stranded fishermen. The journey would take all night in waves tall as houses. Corrin's hands shook as she tied the boat's line. Something inside her cracked like ice on the harbor. She saw her sketches fluttering in her cottage, her life leaking away. For the first time in 20 years, she heard a voice that was not theirs. It was her own, and it whispered a word she had buried long ago. No. The elders stared, stunned, as if the lighthouse itself had refused them. "I will keep the lamp burning," Corrin said, calm and clear. "That is my duty. The rest belongs to me tonight." She closed the door against the wind and their pleading eyes. The word no echoed inside her chest like the first strike of a bell. She lit the great lamp higher than ever, then walked to her table. Her trembling fingers opened the drawer of forgotten sketches. Outside, the storm screamed. Inside, something quiet and fierce began to wake. The great lamp burned steady, while the storm clawed at the tower. Corrin sat at her small table, the sketches spread like maps to a lost life. Her no still rang in her ears, sharp and bright as breaking glass. She expected guilt to flood in. Instead, a strange calm settled, the first true quiet she had known in years. She traced an old drawing of a distant island, its cliffs golden in her memory. For 20 years she had given every spare hour to others. Now, for the first time, she gave 1 hour to herself. She took a fresh sheet and began to draw the boat she had always wanted. Not the village rowboat, but a sleek vessel meant for open water. Her pencil moved faster than it had in decades. Morning came pale and exhausted after the storm's rage. The village survived because Dawn's Edge never faltered. The elders returned, eyes lowered, carrying news that others had saved the fishermen. Corrin greeted them with the same steady gaze she gave the sea. They asked for help rebuilding shattered roofs. She looked at them, then at the half-finished boat on her table. "No," she said again, softer this time but unbreakable. "I will keep the light. The rest of my time is mine." They left in silence, unsettled by the woman they thought they owned. Corrin felt no cruelty, only the clean edge of a boundary drawn at last. She worked on her boat every dawn after the lamp was trimmed. Months became a year, the hull taking shape beneath her hands. Word spread along the coast. The keeper who once gave everything now gave only the light. Some called her selfish. Others began to watch her with quiet wonder. Young women especially came to the tower, asking how she found the courage. Corrin would point to the sea and say, "The storm taught me. If I drown, keeping everyone else afloat, who keeps the light?" Her no had not dimmed the lighthouse, it had saved the keeper. The village learned to stand on its own feet. Corrin's boat grew strong and sleek, its sails stitched from nights once given away. She named it Refusal, not out of bitterness, but out of gratitude. One spring dawn, with the lamp freshly trimmed, she pushed Refusal into the tide. The village watched from the cliffs as she sailed past the reef. She did not look back. Years later, ships passing the coast still speak of the woman on the horizon. They say she sails islands no map has named, her wake straight and true. Dawn's edge still burns every night, kept now by a circle of young keepers. They were taught by Corrin before she left. The light is duty, the rest is yours. The village never again asked one soul to carry them all. Corrin's single no did not destroy, it rebuilt everything stronger. She had learned that boundaries are not walls that keep love out. They are doors that let the right life in. Now let Corrin's voyage speak straight to your shore. Every unchecked yes is a plank torn from the boat you were meant to sail. Learning to say no is not selfish, it is survival. It is the moment you choose yourself without apology. Start tonight with one clean refusal. Look at the request that drains you, the favor that steals your dream time. Feel the weight of it, then speak the word you have swallowed for years. No. Say it kindly, say it firmly, but say it. Watch how quickly space opens where exhaustion once lived. Guard that space like the sacred flame of your own life. Protect your mornings before the world wakes hungry. Protect your evenings when your soul needs to breathe. Each no to the wrong thing is a yes to the right life. Corrin did not become free when she reached distant islands. She became free the first night she closed her door and kept it closed. The direction of your life changes not by grand leaps, but by small, repeated refusals. Refuse to be smaller than you were born to be. Refuse to trade your hours for someone else's peace. Your dreams are waiting beyond the word you have been afraid to speak. Say it once, then say it again, until it feels like breathing. Say no so you can finally sail. Corrin still writes letters that arrive on tides no one can predict. Each one ends the same way. The light is steady, the sea is wide. I am finally, fiercely mine. Your light is waiting, your sea is wide. All that stands between you and the life you were meant for is one brave, quiet no. Speak it today. The horizon is already moving toward you.